Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Aska, and if you are new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So in today's tutorial, you're going to learn how to crochet this ruffle hat. It's made up of V-stitches and it's airy. It's very light. I used only 2 balls and just a little more. So you're going to use any colors of your choice, and in today's tutorial, you're going to use the Rastafarian colors. So let's get started. The materials will be 4.5mm crochet hook, darning needle, a pair of scissors, tape measure, and yarn. So for the yarn, I'm going to use these 4 colors. These are the Rastafarian colors, and you're going to use green as the major color. So this is a fingering weight yarn, so I'm going to double my strand, but I would recommend you use any other medium weight yarn. So let us start. So you're going to start by making a magic circle. So you're going to make a knot that way. You're going to hold your work this way, insert your hook, and you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this 4 will act as a double crochet and a chain 1. Now you're going to place 1 double crochet in here, so yarn over. You're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2, chain 1, make another double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1, make another double crochet. So now we have made 4 double crochets. This one acts as a double crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 16. So you're going to continue with the double crochets and chaining 1 in between, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. I'm done with my 16 double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to join the row with a slip stitch into the first chain 1 space that way, and I'm going to tighten my ring that way. Now let's go to the second row. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this acts as a double crochet and a chain 1. You're going to make 1 double crochet into that first chain 1 space. So this is a V-stitch. Go to the next chain 1 space and make 1 double crochet, chain 1, and add 1 more double crochet. So that is a V-stitch as well. So go to the next chain 1 space and make another V-stitch. That way. So you're going to continue by making V-stitches in each stitch until the end this stitch, and you're going to meet after we are done. Join your row with a slip stitch into the first V-stitch that way. Now let's go to the third row. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that first stitch place 1 double crochet, so you're making a V-stitch. Now go in between the 2 V-stitches and you're going to make a V-stitch that way. Now go to the next V-stitch and make a V-stitch. Now into the next, between the 2 V-stitches, place a V-stitch that way. So we have placed a V-stitch here, then in between the 2 here, then in between the 2. Now you're going to work on these V-stitches. 1, go to the next one, 2, and go to the next, 3, and go to the 4th one. Now go in between the 2, and into the next V-stitch, then in between the 2, that way. And now you're going to continue by placing V-stitches on the 4 V-stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to place in between the 2. Then go to the next V-stitch, then in between the 2, and into the next V-stitch. Now we're going to continue to the next V-stitch. So this is the first, 2, 3 and 4. So we are at the end, so I'm going to place one in here, and I'm going to join my row with a slip stitch that way. So I have 23 V-stitches on the third row. Now let's go to the fourth row. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to place one double crochet into that stitch. That makes a V-stitch. Now let's go to the next V-stitch. So that is 1, 2. Let's go to the third one, the fourth one, fifth, sixth, 7. Now you're going to go in between the 7th and the 8th V-stitch and place one V-stitch there. So we are doing an increase. Now let's go to the next V-stitch, and you're going to place one V-stitch in the next 7 V-stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to the 7th. Now go in between the two, the 7th and the 8th, and place a V-stitch. Now you're going to continue to the next V-stitches. So you're going to place one V-stitch in the next 7 stitches, 7 V-stitches. So 1, 2, 6 and 7. Now into the next, you're going to do an increase that way, and you're going to continue now until the end. So we have added 3 V-stitches. So you can go ahead and add one more here if you want a bigger one. So now you're going to join with a slip stitch. Now let's measure this before we continue. It measures 4.9 inches. But if you're making a wider size, go ahead and add some more increases on the next row, okay? And it should come to 5.6 there. So let's continue, and let's go to the 5th row. You're going to chain 4 and place one double crochet there, so that is a V-stitch. And now you're going to place one V-stitch in each V-stitch until the end of the row. So at the end you should have 26 V-stitches. That way, just one in each, and you're going to meet at the end here. I'm at the end of my 5th row, so I'm going to join with a slip stitch. This is how it looks like at this point. Now let's continue to the 6th row. You're going to chain 4 and do your double crochet. Now you're going to place one V-stitch in each V-stitch till end of row. So this is just like repeating the 5th row, okay? So you're going to continue doing that until the end of the row, and you're going to repeat row 6 up to row 9, okay? So let me just show you from what I had made before. I had made this one before, but it came out a bit small. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to do 9 rows of the green color, then you'll switch to the yellow. So continue making 9 rows, and you're going to meet at that point. I'm done with my 9 rows, and this is how it looks like. Now let's measure it and see. So this measures almost 4.5. Now let's continue. Now you're going to introduce these colors, these 3 colors. So I'm going to start with the yellow. So I'm going to join this row with a slip stitch, but I'm not going to use the green. I'm going to pick up the yellow, and I'm going to join this row with the yellow color that way. And now you're going to continue with the yellow. So I'm going to chain 4 as usual and place 1 double crochet into that first V-stitch, and I'm going to place 1 V-stitch on each V-stitch till end of row. So there's actually no difference with these other rows, it's just that we changed the color. So you're going to continue with the yellow color, and when you get to the end, you're going to join the row with the next color, which is black. When you're done with the black, you'll switch to red. Then after that, you'll switch back to the green for the next 2 rows. So in total, you'll have 14 rows. So continue, and you're going to meet after your 14 rows. I'm done with my 14 rows, and this is how it looks like at this point. So let's go ahead and measure. So if you measure from the top, it measures 6.5 inches. Okay, and if you measure this way, it measures almost it measures 8 inches. Okay, now let's continue. Now you're going to work on the ruffles. So we're just going to continue with the green color. So you're going to chain 4. I've already chained 1, so 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to place 1 double crochet into that first V-stitch, chain 1, place another double crochet, chain 1. So the 4 chains acts as a double crochet and a chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, add 1 more, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, and you're going to 6, chain 1, and the 7th. So we have placed 7 double crochets with a chain 1 in between into 1 V-stitch. Now let's go to the space between the 2 V-stitches, this one and this one, and you're going to place 6 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. So first of all, you're going to chain 1 and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. Now let's go to the next V-stitch, this one, and you're going to place 7 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. So first of all, you're going to chain 1 and go to the next V-stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a chain 1s in between. Now go to the next space between the 2 V-stitches, this and this, and place 6 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. So 3, 4, 5, and 6, that way. So you're going to repeat the same pattern. In between the V-stitches, you're placing 6 double crochets with a chain 1 in between, and into the V-stitches you're going to place 7 double crochets with chain 1s in between. So keep repeating the same thing, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. I'm done working on the first row of the ruffles, so you're going to join with a slip stitch into this first chain 1 space, that way, and this is how it looks like. Now let's go to the next row. You're going to chain 4 as usual, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place 1 double crochet into that first loop, making a V-stitch. Now you're going to place 1 V-stitch in each chain 1 space, that way. Go to the next chain 1 space and do a V-stitch. that way. So you're going to place one V-stitch in each chain one space, and you're going to meet at the end. I'm at the end of this row, so I'm just going to join it with a slip stitch, and this is how our work looks like at this point. Now let's go to the last row of the ruffles. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place your double crochet into that first stitch, making a V-stitch, and we are going to place one V-stitch on each V-stitch. So the next one is this one, the next is this, so you're going to continue with yours, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. I'm done working on the ruffles, so I'm just going to cut off this yarn, and that is it, guys. Now let's go to the last step. We are done with the ruffles, and this is how your work should look like at this point. Now you're going to grab you're going to use these two yarns, the yellow and the red. Okay, you're going to start at any point on this last row. So I'm going to begin with the yellow, and I'm going to start at any stitch. So let's say it starts at this one. So you're going to pull up the loop and go to the next stitch. So the next stitch is in between the V-stitch, so you're going to insert your hook inside the V-stitch, pull up a loop, and make a slip stitch. Now you're going to go to the next stitch, which is this one, insert your hook here, make a slip stitch, go to the next stitch, which is this one, that way. Now into the V-stitch, now into this stitch. Okay, the next one is this, the next one is into the V-stitch. So you're just going to repeat this up to the end of the row. So you're going to continue with the yellow up to the end of the row, and you will start with your red. So let me show you how you're going to do the red, because I like to work with both of them at the same time. So let me just show you how you're going to do your red. So you're going to insert it into the same stitch you started with your yellow, and make a pull up a loop, and you're going to go to the next stitch. So just go into the stitch which you went with your yellow. So the next stitch was this one, and you're going to make a slip stitch. Go to the next one, just go into the stitches which you went with your yellow. So just insert your hook, pull up a loop, go to the next one, that way. The next one was into the V-stitch. So you're just placing it into the stitches which you placed your yellow. Okay, so you'll keep doing this up to the end of the row, and you're going to meet at the end. So this is how it's going to look like, and this is how it looks like on the wrong side. So you're going to keep doing that, and you're going to meet after we are done. I'm almost getting to the end, so I'm going to place it to this last stitch that way, and I'm going to cut my yarn. Then you're going to pull all the way that way. So I'm just going to finish with this red. And that's it, guys. So this is how our heart looks like at the end. So that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. And if you're new, please subscribe and click the notification bell. See you.